There are two kinds of people in this world, those that upgrade their phone every year and those who do not. I'm the latter. In fact, I'm still using an iPhone 11 from 4 years ago. So when I do get a new phone, you know it's serious. With that in mind, here's why I'm upgrading to the rumored iPhone 15, even though I haven't even seen it yet. Of course, you do you, but I personally can't afford and don't like getting a new iPhone every year. Waiting a few years makes the updates feel exciting rather than incremental. It sounds obvious, but a new iPhone will have noticeably better battery life. At this point, my battery is trash. I can barely make it through a few hours on a single charge with normal use. Even my phone says my battery's health is significantly degraded. A new iPhone will also have a better camera. I noticed my camera was having issues when I took these photos with my friend and CNET colleague Tara. This picture was taken on my iPhone 11, and this one was taken on her 14 Pro. What is happening with the lighting in my photo? And before you comment, yes, my lens was clean. If you also have an older iPhone, an iPhone 13 or 14 will feel really different and exciting. Either of those phones will also be less expensive than the next iPhone. So why do I want the iPhone 15 specifically? Of course, nothing is confirmed yet, but there are some rumors that make me pretty excited, including slimmer bezels that would allow for a slight increase in screen size. I am often editing CNET TikToks on my phone, so I will never complain about a bigger screen, even if only by fractions. And if you want to know more about what could be announced at Apple's event, check out my friend and colleague Patrick Holland's video linked on screen. One of the most prominent rumors is that the iPhone 15 could swap out the Lightning charging port for a USB-C port. I know what you're thinking. A new charging port would mean having to buy things like new charging cables or a new aux cord, or at the very least an adapter, which is kind of annoying. And yes, my car is from 2011, so it still uses an aux cord. Cheaper to buy one of those than replacing my car's radio. But overall, I think the Switch is a great thing. For starters, you could charge multiple devices with the same cable. We're talking your laptop, your iPad, your friend's Android, the list goes on. Upgrading after the iPhone switches would also future-proof your purchase. Remember those old 30-pin connectors? Well, it took just 2 years for Apple to completely transition to Lightning on mobile devices after first introducing it on the iPhone 5. The clock is ticking. Say what you want about the dynamic island, that little shape-shifting cutout at the top of the iPhone, but I think it's pretty cool. Display analyst Ross Young speculates it's coming to the entire iPhone 15 lineup, not just the Pros. While I haven't had much experience with the dynamic island because, again, iPhone 11, I definitely want it on my next iPhone. I like the idea of being able to see updates from apps like Maps and Clock without needing to have them open. So I'm happy about this rumor because it means I don't have to get a 15 Pro or Pro Max to have the dynamic island. But if it's true, it's also going to make it harder to decide between a Pro and a non-Pro model. While nothing's official, my iPhone 11 will probably only get 1 or 2 more iOS updates before it's no longer supported. So getting the newest iPhone means I'll get iOS updates for as long as possible. It's another way to future-proof the purchase. According to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus will use the A16 chip introduced in last year's 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max phones. The 15 Pro and Pro Max, on the other hand, will get a brand new A17 chip. Either the A16 chip or the rumored A17 chip will likely be a big upgrade from my iPhone 11's A13 chip. They'd probably both offer improvements like better battery life, enhanced graphics, and faster performance. I've never owned a Pro or Pro Max iPhone, but there are some rumors that are making me consider going Pro for my next iPhone. To explain this next one, I'm going to take a quick trip down memory lane. As you may recall, the iPhone 7 home button wasn't like previous home buttons. It was a solid-state button that delivered haptic feedback to mimic the feel of pressing a real button. I know the iPhone home button is long gone, but solid-state buttons are rumored to be returning to the iPhone. Prominent Apple observer Ming-Chi Kuo predicts that solid-state volume and power buttons could come to the 15 Pro models. Solid-state buttons are supposed to help prevent water from getting into the phone. That seems like a plus to me. Embarrassing, but I have in fact dropped this phone in a hot tub. And while I don't think it caused any permanent damage, it probably wasn't great for the buttons. There is one prospective camera update that I'm really excited about. the rumored Periscope-Style Telephoto lens to give us more optical zoom. Ming-Chi Kuo predicts the 15 Pro Max could have a 6x optical zoom. That is a huge upgrade from the 14 Pro Max's 3x optical zoom, and one step closer to rivaling the 10x optical zoom on the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. This really makes me consider getting a 15 Pro Max. But I still don't know if I could take the plunge. I'm sure the price tag would be hefty, and I prefer a smaller phone for everyday use. I'd have to see it in person to decide for sure. As sad as it is to part ways with this iPhone, it's really been with me through a lot. I will definitely be trading it in to save some money and help combat e-waste. Remember to check with your carrier or Apple for trade-in savings. But you know that because you watch CNET. This really only scratches the surface of the iPhone 15 rumors, but these are the ones I'm most excited about. What about you? Let me know in the comments below because I definitely want to hear all of your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching.